Reaching the limits human beings have never been to, learning things we didn't know, and making discoveries every day is something every billionaire dreams of. New heights challenge these billionaires as they have already achieved everything that a human possibly could on Earth in terms of their success. The challenge people like them have ahead is to find something that has a greater purpose in life. What could be better than space exploration for that, huh? The billionaire we have today, Elon Musk, knows exactly what needs to be done with all the money and fame he has. With SpaceX, he has been able to touch a lot of the ambiguities that for long were not cleared by scientists throughout the world. Vertically landing rockets was just a start for him from the way things are arranged for the future. We have a lot more updates to share with you. Hit the like button before we get started. Let us know in the comment section about the technology that runs the chills down your spine, and subscribe to this channel to keep learning more. For today's video, let us speak about the Warp Drive Starship. We have all heard of the Warp Charger. As the name suggests, their agenda behind it while developing it was to provide super-fast charging to our devices. Now, as far as the spaceship name Warp Drive is considered, we presumably know that it is fast. But how fast is it? How far will it be able to travel? What questions does it seek to answer? And most importantly, how much will it cost the company? These are a few questions that need to be answered. One of the best things about Elon Musk is that he is an absolute visionary. He has certain things planned in his mind, and he ensures that he keeps working on them till the last possible moment. Improvements have become his key objective, and the results of such an approach have been fantastic. With the latest Starship being released, he intends to make space travel as fast as possible. We all know that the real size of the stars out there in space is much bigger than how it looks from here on Earth. The distance at which each one of them is placed is extraordinarily huge for human beings to travel and find out. Traveling across these stars to find something new is what human beings have been trying to do ever since we started exploring space. The biggest question is, are we alone in this vast space? These stars, shining bright in the sky, have been there for millions of years, unexplored and free of civilization. Speaking about the Warp Drive's main objective is to make sure that the 33.9 million miles between the Earth and Mars get covered with the least time being wasted just for traveling. This indeed required something fast enough to reach the expectations of Elon Musk. That is not the end of it. If the way is not properly calculated and leads to any forms of errors, the distance may increase to a whopping 250 million miles from Earth. This, yet again, is something that the Warp Drive must be capable of handling, otherwise called the aphelion. The farthest distance is something that will always need to be considered while setting forth a mission to Mars. The Starship makers and the SpaceX employees have been trying to figure out ways to handle this task. The need to have an advanced system that can travel such a distance has reached its peak and will at any time be accomplished. This was just the case with Mars. The fact is that apart from Mars, the need to travel to other planets, such as Jupiter, has also been rising in recent years. The problem, however, remains the same, that is, the distance. The distance between each of these planets is stupendously long. We need a technology that can manage this distance while considering the maximum amount of fuel it can take with it. Thanks to zero friction, one way is to achieve the speed of light. This seems to be the plan with the Warp Drive Starship. If this happens, Moon will be a second away and the Sun will be just 8 minutes from the Earth. In the case of Mars, even in the worst-case scenario, the touchdown will take not more than 22 minutes. This is a mind-boggling difference in the time being saved. If we look at the fastest route, then we will reach Mars in just 3 minutes. This is exactly what Musk has been aiming for. One of the biggest differences you will feel if you take the flight to Mars will be how time works. While you cover 9 months on Mars, the Earth would have covered a whopping 1.5 years. So this concept called time dilation is pretty serious. There is a high chance that you will get old much sooner than you think you would. Even though you would have spent the same amount of time, the calendar on Mars will not move as fast as it does on Earth. This also depends on the aircraft speed. Now, this includes when it accelerates and when it slows down. Another major factor playing a huge role here is gravity, to make it even more complicated. As you travel at such high speeds, you will see a major change in your field of vision, and the world will look like a tunnel as you look out of the window. these will be normal as they may come with the kind of speed you are traveling at. To make it even scarier, you will probably see the stars in front of you to be blue and the ones behind you as red, because the light coming from the stars in front will crowd together while the ones behind you will spread apart, making them look red. Just understand that the light scattering at such high speeds forms the root cause of all of these phenomena. So, how will we attain the kind of acceleration we need? The first way is to use electromagnetic fields and magnetic explosions, and the third is through wave-particle interactions. NASA suggested this and has high importance in today's world as we intend to make it happen. If we were to explain all these ways to you in simpler terms, all we could say is that all these methods include the collision of energies and magnetic fields. Since we have started speaking about science, let us tell you a bit more about it. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, space and time are fused, and nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. In either word, it also explains how mass and energy warp space-time. On the other hand, a gravity well is one of the feared concepts. It is the concept that gives rise to the concept of gravity. Applying the laws of general relativity to the warp-drive starship was possible, as Miguel Alcubierre stated in 1994. This could be done by compressing space-time in front of the spaceship while expanding it behind was mathematically possible. This is exactly what Elon intends to make use of. One of the challenges they had while implementing this theory was creating negative energy or negative mass. This is where a lot of resources will be put into use. They will need to create an imbalance between particles and antiparticles. The process will generally require a lot of matter. A lot of papers have come up that bring the concept closer to reality. One way was given by Bobrick and Gianni Martire, who stated that this could be done by modifying the space-time within the bubble in a certain way. This will then be used to remove the need to use negative energy. There was another way proposed. This was to use a separate geometric approach to solve all the mathematical equations of general relativity. This led him to conclude that the warp drive would not need to use negative energy. There are a lot of facts that may not even be known to us. The chances are that we may be able to find all of them along the way as we proceed to explore this space. Hurdles such as creating a defense mechanism against objects moving at high speed as we pass through the space at the speed of light are a few that need to be thought of. With innovations that Elon Musk intends to bring in, we are certain that we will see a possible breakthrough that will help us figure out all of these issues. Until we do that, let's keep exploring. That is about it for today. We will be meeting you in the next video with more interesting facts. Stay tuned with us, stay curious, and continue learning at the fastest pace you can. Do not forget to subscribe and let us know your theories about space in the comments.